All right, so here it is, 2012. Like a lot of people, you might have made a commitment to take your health more seriously this year.
Consider this, coffee that can support your immune system and help you burn fat. The exclusive collection is from Boresha International.
And Michael Babcock is the co-founder and vice president, and he's alongside Billy Hunt. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Nice to have you here.
Good morning. How are you?
So what makes this Boresha so, I guess, so unique?
You know, one of the most amazing things when we started Boresha was something that was simple, coffee and tea. How many people do you know that drink coffee or tea? It's pretty much everybody, and we met with the scientist, Dr. Andoise Allen, and we actually have a product in the coffee that actually burns fat. And we start off with the fat-burning coffee, then we moved into the tea, and one of the most amazing things, we'll talk a little bit about our products. We have a coffee, we have a tea, we have a sweetener, a creamer, we have products in a sports nutrition line, but one of the biggest things, not only does the coffee burn fat, but one of the biggest things it does is it stabilizes blood sugar in people who have diabetes.
And we'll talk more about that as well. But there's something
Absolutely.
about the process here
Yeah,
that makes it so special.
Absolutely. And one of the things about our coffee is the infrared roasting. And, you know, there's only less than 2% of the coffee in the world that's actually infrared roasted.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most of your coffee, your big coffee manufacturers, they have what's like a flame roasted coffee, which it's a very quick process, and the flames hit the beans and they cook the beans. But a lot of times you get that burnt taste. You ever had that burnt taste in your coffee in the morning?
You don't know
Especially
why.
when I burn it. Yes.
Right, but if it's of no fault of your own, it's still there sometimes.
Absolutely, but it's just the beans. It's not really your fault to making the coffee,
sure.
It's just the beans. But actually the infrared roasting process is there's a porcelain heater inside, and it actually gives an infrared cook to the beans, so when it actually cooks the bean completely, but it gives you a low, very low no acid reflux, no bitterness, no burnt taste in the coffee, and then when you add Dr. Andoise's compound into the coffee, that's what gives it the thermogenic process, and that's really what gives us the fat burning.
It's right, it's burning, it's not storing, because
It's
you've seen
burning.
headlines where coffee, you know, it looks like it can help store fat.
Absolutely it does. And just to give you just a real quick simple of how it works is most of the time when we drink things, whether we drink caffeine or sweetener, or even if you took a soda and you put it in your mouth and you swished it around, the minute something hits the back of your tongue, you get what's called a cephalic response. Your brain says, oh my gosh, something sweet's coming in. So what'll happen is your blood sugar goes up, your body starts releasing insulin, and you go into fat storage. So anything that happens that you eat after that goes into fat storage. But ours, being a low glycemic, even though with the sweetener and the creamer, it tastes sweet, but what happens is there's no cephalic response, there's no raise in your blood sugar, and there's no insulin release, so your body goes into a thermogenic fat-burning machine in the morning instead of going into a fat storage
I want my body
machine.
to be a fat-burning machine. That's great.
It can be, Mary. It can be. So tell us about you have a line of products
yeah,
then.
we've got some here.
Absolutely. Well, we have the coffee, and for a lot of people that like coffee, we have a sweetener and creamer that goes with it. For me, I never liked the taste of coffee, so it was like without the creamer and the sweetener, we couldn't be drinking the coffee
I'm
this
with
morning.
you, yeah.
Even though we sell it, people go, well, how could you sell coffee if you don't like the taste of it? But then the good part about it is our sweetener is it's diabetic friendly, so even children who have diabetes can take the sugar. It's one of the healthiest sweeteners on the planet. We have a sports nutrition line, which is the Matrix. We have a product called Code Breaker, and Code Breaker burns it's a product that you can take during the day. It tastes like lemonade, and it burns 118% body fat. How would you like to go shopping this
I feel
weekend?
like Jack Bauer, like that Code Breaker thing, you know?
How would you like to go shopping this weekend? Just take a scoop, put it in your water, drink it, and you can burn 118% fat while you're
Well,
shopping.
come on, that's a no-brainer. Hey, there's something called the Be Fit 90-Day Challenge.
Yeah, what we have is we have a program for the people, and it's, commit 90 days to your health. It's the first of the year. It's time to start burning. Let's get in better shape. We want to make some. Yeah, we're enthused. We're excited. A lot of people make that New Year's resolution. We're going to burn some more fat, and then the problem is at the end of the year, we haven't really hit our goals. But here's the deal: we want to commit to 90 days with our product, get on the challenge, and to be able to take a challenge, challenge yourself and get on the products and start trying our products.
Hey, is 90 days enough to see a difference?
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely amazing. These products, we have just the testimonials and the dramatic effect. We have a gentleman named Billy Hunt with us here this morning that started taking our products that just have an amazing story for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have done this. People have taken that challenge, and you've brought some of them in today, not into the studio, but some of our viewers can check it out right here.
One thing about Boresha is you're not asking people to do something they don't normally do. Everybody knows how to make a pot of coffee.
I absolutely love the tea. I can mix it in the car, in the line, at my office, at home.
It's been 40 days now. So far I've dropped 25 pounds of fat, and I am down to a size 40 pants. These are 40s I'm wearing right here. I started in 44s, and here's what Boresha did to my belt.
2.5 months later, I have burned 14 pounds of fat and 25 inches and 5 inches alone in my waist, and I feel better than I ever have.
I've been able to lose 15 pounds and go from a size 14 to a 10 just by switching what I have been drinking. So now whenever I'm out and people say, oh my goodness, you look fantastic, it gives me the privilege to say to them, oh my goodness, let me tell you how.
That's cute. And Billy, you've had some success.
Look at this guy right here.
Okay, this is Billy. So what was
Billy.
your story?
In July of 2011, I weighed 294 pounds. I got with Boresha and tried it. 3.5 months later, I was down to 245. Feel great. The weight stays off. Tried numerous diet products. Nothing worked, but this is amazing. Have more energy than I ever had in my life. Enjoy my life again. I rejuvenated.
And Billy, you look fit. I mean, the guy's arms are huge.
Yeah. Well, do the code breaker. I do a code breaker when I go out shopping. I passed by a gym in the car on the way to the mall, and I'm still burning fat.
That sounds similar to my program, Billy. Yeah, I've done that a few times myself. Can we go? I don't know, the shot of you and your stomach, and I don't want to pick on you at all, but to me, that's where the biggest difference was right in your belly.
Right. This coffee burns fat, unbelievable. I cannot. When you come out and taste the coffee this Saturday, I think people will see the difference in our coffee and what it does for your body.
When you look at this picture right here, what do you think about?
I thought I may have been pregnant. Let's be honest with you.
That would have been a headline in and of itself.
Right, that's a whole other story.
How do you feel now, though, not having that extra weight on you? You must notice some big changes.
Great. I enjoy my life so much more. Get out and do things. I enjoy just being around my grandkids and be able compete with them now. We compete with a 9 and 11-year-old, you can compete. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, well, if you don't mind, stay with us.
Okay.
Sit tight. We're going to bend you for a few more minutes here.
Okay, that's right. We need to take a break, but we've got more questions for Michael and Billy.
Like, what if you're diabetic? They touched on that a bit. We also are curious about the research. Sure you are too. We're going to get to that and try out the products ourselves. Up next.
It's brewing, right? Well, in these cold days like today, you see a lot of people wrapping their hands around a nice hot cup of coffee like this, right?
It's so comforting, isn't it? Well, especially if it's more than just a drink. Earlier, we were talking about some of the science behind Boresha.
Yeah, Michael Babcock and Billy Hunt, they're still with us. And we heard from some testimonials from people who lost some weight. Yeah. But we're going to get back over to this because this is really a way that you've seen Boresha to address a lot of the obesity problem in the United States.
Well, you know, absolutely. And it seems like the more we know about our health, it seems like, I hate to say it, but the fatter we're getting. And obesity and diabetes right now is about 4 out of every 10 people in the United States. And the CDC says we're at epidemic proportion. In the next 10 to 15 years, it'll be 75 to 85% of the population will have diabetes, pre-diabetes. I mean, our children are being born and they're on insulin pumps coming out of the womb. So it's a huge problem. And the most exciting part of what we do is we address that obesity and diabetes. And like Billy was talking earlier about the fat he's been able to burn, is one of the things that we do and why our program is so much different is because if you ever run on a diet and you kind of come off the diet and you lose a little bit of weight and then you kind of seem to always gain it back. Right back. Well, what the difference is when we have clinical styles with Dr. Allen, we'll talk about her, but we actually shrink the size of a fat cell. When you burn the fat, like he's burned all the fat that he has, not only does it come off, but it stays off and you're not going to gain it back as soon as you were. And who's going to want to stop drinking their coffee anyhow?
Right, they're not. Right, it's not going to happen. There's something else interesting to me about this. As we all know, the economy has struggled for a couple of years, continues to struggle, but you've grown. What do you attribute that to at Boresha?
Well, you know, if you take a look at, the last couple of years, we had probably one of the toughest times our economy has seen. But if you look at, I was reading that the 3 fastest growing commodities were coffee, chocolate, and sweetener. Though even during the Depression, even though the times are tough, people still want their coffee. They still want their chocolate. It's a comfort thing, absolutely. So, we just had a tremendous amount of growth, and one of the biggest things is our products really work, and not only do they work, but they taste good. It's funny, you'll walk up to someone and say, would you like to taste the best tasting cup of coffee you've ever had? And they'll go, sure, I would. And then they try it and they go, wow, this is really good coffee. Did you know it burns fat? And they're like, really? Where do I get it?
Yeah, and we'll tell you where to get it here shortly.
And you're talking it up, and you've got some brewing right here. It's freshly brewed coffee right here.
Can you pour us a cup?
Yes, we could.
Ready to
it's ready to
go?
go.
Hey, we have some other products here. Go back to the code breaker. You said that you give. How does that product work, and how do you incorporate it into your life?
You know, a lot of things. A lot of people get up in the morning. They have a cup of coffee in the morning. A lot of people will, start their daily routine, and they're going out, whether it's the mall or shopping or during the day. They'll take a little scoop of the code breaker, put it in a bottle of water, and they'll drink it during the day, and that's going to burn. Now, the good thing about code breaker is it raises your nitric oxide in your blood and gives you a ton of energy, but at the same time, it's a non-caffeinated product for people that have maybe some people have problems with caffeine.
Right. Hey, Billy, do you feel jittery? Do you feel any different after you take the code breaker?
Never. It's buffered caffeine. It kind of levels you back out, makes you enjoy your day. You have energy all through your day. It's amazing products.
Do you go a day without having it?
Never. I enjoy it.
Keep it with you?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's very
How's that
good.
coffee taste?
Yeah, well, I'm
It's
still
very
talking.
hot,
I've
too.
been talking to Billy. Hey, I'm going to ask
But
you
while
a
we're doing-
question, then I want to try it.
We want to talk about some of the research that's gone into
Absolutely,
this, because
yeah.
there's a significant amount of research that you
Well,
guys have done.
one of the things that really sets us apart from all the other, I wouldn't say all the other companies out there, but I can, is we met a lady, and you can see Boresha Research right there, is a lady named Dr. Ann DeWeesellen. Here's a lady with an over 200 IQ. Here's a lady that has, it's funny because she's probably one of the smartest women I've ever met, but she's got the personality of Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
She has fun with her science, but 27 years of research, and when you look at these products here, we're talking about 750,000 pages of clinical trials. When we make, our ARG matrix, legal FDA claims, when you make a legal FDA claim and the FDA says, okay, you actually have to show unequivocal science where we shrink the size of a fat cell. Do you know that part of the ARG matrix, if you take 2 scoops before you go to bed, your body will produce HGH while you sleep? She had a 93-year-old, GH, growth hormone, and growth hormone is one of the things that are so important for rejuvenating our body. Now, most of the time, people use the aftermarket, the injections aren't healthy, but if you take that product when you go to sleep, she had a 93-year-old gentleman that after taking it for 30 days was producing GH like he was when he was 16 years old.
Well, and that research website is one, and you've seen a couple of websites on the bottom of the screen if you'd like to learn more about the research. But for me as a consumer, that was one thing that I was most interested in reading about, because I want to know what's gone into this, what kind of proof exists.
But 27 years all over the world, over $1 billion in sales in these products.
And is it
on a global
exclusive, your
basis.
relationship with her and these products?
18 months into our relationship, Dr. Allen felt so comfortable what we were doing in our relationship that we had built that we signed a 20-year global exclusivity that automatically renews. So the only place you can get these products is here at Boresha.
That's
a
great.
big deal. And you're providing a way for our viewers to learn more about this. Something called Super Saturday, right?
Yeah, we're going to be doing a Super Saturday event. Well, there'll be 2 different times where you can come out and you'll be able to see us. And here's the Super Saturday at the Holiday Inn Express. And what we're going to do is just for coming out, to be able to come out and taste our coffee, if you come out and show up, we're going to be able to give you a sample of coffee to take home with you. And one of the most amazing things is, let's say if you were to come out to our Super Saturday and you wanted to try the product, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you try to start taking the product and for any reason you weren't different, we'll give you a money-back guarantee at 30 days.
That's 1/3 of the time of that 90-day challenge where Billy and others have had the kind of success they've enjoyed.
Absolutely. And then the second thing we have that is if you start taking our product, if you become a distributor with us and you get 3 customers to get on the challenge with you to get one of our challenge bags, you can get your next month's shipment for free.
That works. I got to tell you, these strawberries have been sitting here the whole segment. Mary hasn't said one thing about these strawberries.
I can't see up with the coffee maker.
Absolutely. Got to try
sweetener?
some of the beef. You know what?
There's a sweetener on there.
Yes.
There's a sweetener on there. And that sweetener right there is completely diabetic friendly. I mean, it's for children, pregnant women. It's the healthiest. I can honestly tell you in front with documentation, that is the healthiest sweetener on the planet.
Man alive. You know what? And it doesn't have that weird aftertaste like some of the other sweeteners that you try, and you go, that's why you stay away from it, because it ruins the taste of your fruit or your food.
I like rolling my strawberries in sugar.
Hey,
that's got a similar
Now
type of taste.
here's the nice part. You can put as much sugar as you want there, and even if you were to take that whole thing, you will not spike your blood sugar at all.
Wow.
That's great.
It's amazing stuff.
And to reiterate, if you come on Saturday, it's not the sample that you're trying that day. Billy, you're sending some coffee home with them so they can continue
Anyone
to try
comes
it.
in Saturday while supplies last, I mentioned the morning blend, we're going to give you a pack of coffee free. John and I are going to do that. We look for everybody coming out Saturday.
Yeah, Billy, you're going to be there.
Yes.
And you're living proof of what Boresha's
I
done.
enjoy it.
And I know that your partner in distribution is Joan Rogers, and that's the website that you see on the bottom of the screen is rogersandhunt.befreesystem.com. We have more information on our website that links to the Boresha Coffee website. If you'd like to learn more about the research, that is also online. there's the contact information for Joan and Billy. So if you can't jot it all down right now, that's fine.